Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Etheria Restart video. So in today's video, guys, we are going to be going over Ember Trek 42 Hard. This is a boss that's not very difficult if you bring Vice. Vice just adds so much to this team. He heals himself, he can heal other people. He puts attack down and turn meter pushback, which the boss can be turn meter pushback, the boss can be debuffed, and it can be taunted. So Vice is super good in here. Everyone should build a Vice at least 5-star on every single account. There are whales that use Vice to beat this stage, and you can use Vice in other areas of the game as well. He's obviously very, very good. But this boss, I really don't think is that hard, even in comparison to like the stage 36 boss or even someone like Rengu Kutsu. So yeah, we're going to go over the team. And the reason why is I just want to show people that if you're prioritizing the right kind of heroes, uh, then something like Ember Trek is certainly going to be achievable. It's also one of those instances where these heroes can be used in the anti-sync echoes, and they can also be used in Ethernet Rally. But in regards to the team is Shiata, Tsukiyomi, Vice, Sonya, and Kachi the guard. Um, I think there's plenty of replacements for Shiata and for Tsukiyomi. They're just my damage dealers. I didn't want to use a Yelly because then people would complain about the LD. You don't need it. You can literally use any kind of revelation hero that you want. You can also use Didding in here if you wanted to. Rosa, literally any damage dealer works in this spot. The Tsukiyomi, I do like because you can turn meter push somebody to the front if the taunts end up not working out for your Vice, because you have to keep the taunt up all the time. But between the speed up and the turn meter push from Tsukiyomi, so if you have a Lily, you can certainly use Lily in this spot, and you put the twin trick on the Vice. So anytime Lily uses her skill 1, Vice goes in and uses his skill 1 and has another opportunity to taunt. Uh, Tsukiyomi also does bring the cooldown reduction, though, which is really important on the Kachi the Guard, because Kachi the Guard has speed down and turn meter pushback on his S2. So looping back around to that as well uh, is super key. Because if Vice does not land the taunt, you have a bunch of different ways to give him 2 or 3 chances before the boss even takes a turn. It's really pretty simple. Now, Sonya, I had a video about her yesterday talking about how if some kind of bad RNG takes place and you get one shot, you don't have to restart your run because Sonya can just pick someone right back up. And this happens at the beginning of this fight where the Tsukiyomi gets kind of one shot by this Apate. So what we do is I think we just turn meter boost the Vice to put the attack down and try and push them back to try and allow people to survive. We also have the Kachi putting up the defense up and then also the immunity. While I was recording this, uh, my son and my cat were kind of around me. So it wasn't extremely efficient, but yeah. So I put up all the necessary like defense up, immunities, just trying to get us bulky. And uh, what we're doing here is just waiting for the boss to take their turn so they can eat the side ads. So, in all honesty, I should just let her eat her side ads right there. Uh, but it doesn't matter. So, what we're doing here is we're just waiting for the side ads to go into the boss. We get a little bit of heals from the Sonya to kind of top off our team before everything goes. And here, the Vice is just a little bit too slow to try and put up the taunt, so she does get to go. See, so the Tsukiyomi does go down, but like I said, we've got the Sonya up. I wanted to see if I landed the taunt because it didn't show up in this boss. So we're putting up our buffs. We do not want the Vice to get one shot, and at this point, it's pretty hard for him to get one shot. So there you go. The Sonya comes back up. Uh, I mean, not the Sonya, Tsukiyomi. And then from here, it is literally just this kind of strategy. You're either buffing your Vice, you're buffing your damage dealer to get additional revelation procs. Um, Here I'm boosting the Sonya. Not that it mattered, but I didn't need to boost the Vice because he taunted the boss. The next thing that we're going to do is land the attack down. So if we have attack down on the boss and then taunt, it's almost game over. So that's the entire strategy. You see that you just need to bring enough bulk, enough defense, and you just rinse and repeat. Anytime you don't have the taunt on the boss, what you'll do is you'll either push the speed back to give him more opportunities, or turn meter boost with the Tsukiyomi. So as this goes, I'm going to talk about potential replacements. Now, like if you wanted to fill a couple different roles, like let's say you don't have a Sonya build, you can certainly bring in your Ling Luo. I do think that the defense up from Kachi is just so important. I I have a hard time finding a replacement for him. I think shields can certainly work if you want to bring in a Valerian or something like that to allow for the shields and additional buffs. That can certainly help if you are trying to use Ling Luo. The boss doesn't really put up any debuffs or anything once you have the boss taunted, so that is a thing. You can also bring in somebody like Marvel. Marvel's really good here because it's a big turn meter pushback along with the speed down, especially if you don't run Kachi the guard, because it's going to give you more opportunities to lap with the Vice. The other thing is that the Marvel is going to bring the resistance down, allowing you more opportunities to land the taunt with Vice as well. So that can't go unnoticed. When it comes to a turn meter pusher, I don't think you necessarily need some turn meter push to make this work, especially if you're going to use that Marvel for, the speed down and the turn meter pushback. Um, I think uh, one of the heroes that could work, but you're going to need a Sonya to do it is the red Kachi because it's going to get crushed by Apate at the beginning. So he'll almost certainly die, but he does have turn meter push and the attack up. So it could be one of those things that comes in clutch. And he also has a turn meter pushback for the loop. That is someone who is extremely free to play, does not have a whole lot of options. I think it's still a possibility. Um, who are the other turn meter pushback heroes that might work in here? Not that it's absolutely necessary, but again, if you aren't going to run the Kachi, I think you are going to need some form of speed down and pushback just to allow the Vice to get enough taunts in. Um, I think just maybe if you don't have a turn meter push like a Lily or a Tsukiyomi or something like that, you can certainly use, I think, Kazami Kazuyo, which again, you're going to need the Sonya because she's a red unit, but she has the speed up and she has the cooldown reduction. So if you are using Kachi the Guard, uh, it's going to loop back around to his speed down and turn meter pushback. So that's a good one too. I think Fusho, the new green support hero that puts up the shields and has turn meter boosting, that'd be a great option here because it's also a little bit of healing to go with like a Ling Luo or something if you don't want to use the Kachi. Um, I think a Freya, I mean, that one's pretty obvious. You can also run the Freya on the Revelation for additional damage to try and make this go a little bit quicker if you wanted. But that's about it. I think it's very straightforward. As long as you have enough bulk in the Vice to survive, you don't want more than 2 units dying, like on that first big hit from the boss whenever she sucks up the minions. After that takes place, I think the fight just becomes long but easy. Uh, so yeah, I think you guys get the point here. There's even some instances where I wasn't paying attention too much, and the boss ended up getting the minions back, and I had to take another big hit. And I don't even know if I died or not. If I did, I just revived with the Sonya again. But I think the second time that they come back, it's much easier to survive because you have the HP percentage buffs from Sonya on your team. So it's a little bit harder to get one shot. Uh, and yeah, like I said, the damage dealers, you can use the Diddings, you can use Rosas, you can use any single damage dealer that's out there. Messiah, Yelly. This is just there to get the revelation procs and chip down the boss slowly over time. So that's that's literally what I did the entire time until I messed up, was not paying attention, and then the side ads came back. And whenever the side ads come back, so here I missed that opportunity. I just want to see if we end up getting a one shot and we need to revive with the Sonya or not. I think most of the time, if you have the defense up uh, from the Kachi, you're going to be able to survive. So I just boosted the Shiata, try and get a little bit more damage in. I think maybe I was a little hopeful that the revelation would kill, but I was way off. Okay, so there's one big hit. The Vice is okay. Yeah, so they both survive. So that was close, but we do have the Sonya there where we could have revived him. So him being in, I can't remember if he was in Bloodbath or not. Uh, I think I've switched the gear around, but he's still in most of the gear. And here I even messed it up again, and the ads come back again. And once they do, I just have enough damage from the revelation uh, from Shiata to eventually end it. So yeah, like I said, it's like very straightforward. Now let's talk about the gear and the heroes. I want to see what my Vice is in right now because I think I took one or two pieces off of him. Yeah, so he was in like a mix of Time Weave and Swift Rush. Here, I think he was in the Cure just for the additional HP. I wasn't getting the set bonus, but here I was most likely running effect accuracy. It was either effect accuracy or HP. Oh yeah, I put it. So this is what I was running, and then I was running something else over here. It was another three-piece set. I don't know if it was on the Kloss. Could be on this for the HP percentage. I think that's what it was. I think these were his stats. So I had him on Swift Rush Time Weave with the Lighthouse. I don't know if this mattered. I really don't. I just have so much healing that the Lighthouse is whatever. I wasn't sure if I ran him on the Bloodbath Lighthouse that I have, but I didn't. So these were his stats. He had 226 speed with almost 27 health, and then you got to have his effect accuracy high. Like I said, though, if you are running Marvel or if you're running Holden, which I don't think is a smart idea because Holden is red, and I think you're just going to have too many people die at the beginning where the Sonya might not be able to keep up. So if you can bring just like one unit, like I said, my Tsukiyomi died at the beginning too, and she's blue. So you can have one hero die. So I used HP and double effect accuracy, and I was just trying to find some speed and HP bonus wherever I could to make sure that he had enough bulk to survive. But he is your main piece. The Tsukiyomi was very fast, but that does not matter. For looping purposes, maybe, but there's plenty of options there to make sure that you have a speed down and you have some turn meter pushback, and I think you're going to be okay. But she's fast, well, kind of fast. In comparison to other people's gear, she's slow. But I think to most people watching this, 300 is pretty quick. But I don't think you even need to use her. I gave some potential options. So the Shiata also wasn't even critting all the time. So Revelation wasn't activating as often as it should. So this is a very, I think, achievable build, not very strong. Kachi the guard, 187% effect accuracy. He needs to be at 183. 183. His speed is high, but this is for Rengo Kutsu. He does not need to be this high, but the faster the speed, the better, because then his turn meter pushback on his skill 2 is really going to activate a lot more often and land that speed down. So you certainly want that. The Sonya, I showed her in yesterday's video. These are her total skills and her health. So 55 HP and 216 speed. She's just got HP on all sides, trying to find as much speed as we can on the substats, if possible. She is your main piece. She just needs to keep bringing people back. But the Ling Luo, could possibly work here as well. And she's in Fortissimo. I think uh, Kachi is in Swift Rush Time Weave Artisan. The Tsukiyomi was just in Swift Rush, Swift Raid for the speed, wasn't taking advantage of anything else. And then the Shiata was in Onslaught Momentum Fury Edge with the Revelation. I don't even think that you need the 6 Matrix bonus. I truly don't. But because it's just a slow chip, right? Like your damage dealer doesn't even matter. It's just as long as you keep the boss taunted, you can slowly chip away. It's keeping the boss taunted that is the key. We showed the Vice, and I think that was it, right? That was the entire team. Who else was in this team? Yep, showed them all. So anyway, guys, that is Ember Trek 42 Hard. If you guys are stuck in other stages, just comment below and I can walk through the boss. Also, I did not mention what you should be doing whenever it comes to picking the scenarios. You always want to avoid the scenario on the far left, which gives the boss speed, attack, and HP. Do not ever pick that. The funny thing is, the other options that they have in here, they like none of this matters. None of this matters because the boss is always taunted. So, uh, reducing the speed and the attack is certainly going to help you in regards to building your units. How I did, where uh, only one hero is going to get one shot, most likely, and then after that, it's smooth sailing with Sonya. If you're using the Ling Luo as your healer, uh, you might have to bring the Valerian just for the cheat death. So yeah, that's my last comment. But anyway, hope this helped, guys. Let me know if you've beaten it already, or if you're climbing. Like I said, if you're stuck on any other stages, just let me know. All right, appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.